The sun rose over the desert, burning the horizon in shades of gold and red. The wind whispered across the empty sands, carrying a dry, biting heat. To anyone passing by, this land was lifeless, empty, forgotten. But for Dr. Elena Moore and her team, it was a place of mystery, a place where secrets had slept for centuries. Elena adjusted her wide-brimmed hat and wiped the sweat from her brow. "Check the readings again," she said, pointing to the portable scanner in her hand. The machine beeped and flickered, its tiny screen struggling to process the signals. Dr. Raj Patel, the team's physicist, crouched next to a strange metallic rock protruding from the sand. "It's definitely not natural," he said. His voice trembled with excitement. "The material is unlike anything we've seen. The electromagnetic field is huge. I mean, it's off the charts." Elena knelt beside him, her eyes scanning the landscape. The desert stretched endlessly, nothing but sand and rocky hills, until a faint shimmer appeared at the edge of their vision. Something buried under the sand. Something huge. They had stumbled upon it by accident. The satellite scans had shown unusual energy readings here, in this empty desert far from human civilization. Most scientists had dismissed it as natural phenomena, maybe a mineral deposit or underground lightning. But Elena had insisted. She had a gut feeling that this place held something incredible. Hours of digging revealed more. At first, it was just a long, curved metal surface, partially covered in sand and rocks. But as they removed more layers, the shape became clearer. It was smooth, too smooth to be natural. The metal had a strange bluish tint, shimmering under. The sun, almost alive. Raj's eyes widened. "Elena, this is a starship." Elena froze. "A starship?" Raj nodded. "I've seen a lot of satellites, probes, even old spacecraft designs. This is not from Earth. It's alien." Elena took a deep breath. Her mind raced. She had dreamed of discovering alien life her entire career. But this was beyond anything she had imagined. "We need to call this in," she said. "Carefully, we don't know what it can do." But as the team continued to uncover the massive structure, they realized something remarkable. The starship was not intact. It had clearly crashed. Sections of it were crumpled, broken, and burned. A massive hole ran through the center, and the edges of the metal glowed faintly, as if still hot from some ancient fire. Elena ran her hand along the ship's hull. It was smooth, almost organic in texture, yet impossibly strong. "How could something this big just fall and survive?" she whispered. Raj adjusted his glasses, frowning. "Whatever happened, it didn't survive the landing. But it wasn't destroyed completely. There's a core inside, I can feel it. Something powerful, still alive, maybe waiting." The team set up camp around the starship. They were not alone in their excitement. News of the find spread quickly, through scientific networks. Soon, government agencies and private companies joined in, sending teams of engineers, scientists, and security personnel. They all wanted to see the alien starship and perhaps control it. Elena felt a strange mix of pride and unease. The ship was magnificent, but dangerous, and the more she looked at it, the more she felt it was watching them back. 3 days into the excavation, the team discovered a hatch. It was massive, circular, and covered in alien symbols that glowed faintly when touched. Raj ran his hand over the markings. "It's some kind of interface," he said. "I think the ship recognizes touch, maybe thought." Elena nodded. "We need to be careful. We have no idea what this hatch does. It could be a door or a trap." But curiosity got the better of them. With careful movements, they activated the hatch. Slowly, it opened with a low hum, revealing a dark interior. Inside, the air was stale but breathable. Strange lights flickered along the walls, pulsing like a heartbeat. The metal floor was smooth, glowing faintly with a soft blue light. The first human to step inside was Lieutenant Sarah Kim, a trained engineer and pilot. Her boots echoed as she moved forward. "It's huge," she whispered. And silent. Too silent. Elena followed, her eyes scanning every detail. Panels lined the walls, filled with symbols and controls she couldn't understand. At the center of the chamber was a large seat, surrounded by strange machinery and what looked like energy conduits. Raj touched a panel cautiously. The symbols reacted, glowing brighter. A holographic display suddenly sprang to life, filling the room. With shimmering light, alien text scrolled across the air, impossible to read, yet somehow structured, deliberate. Elena's heart raced. "It's alive, or at least aware." That night, the team camped inside the ship. They couldn't sleep. The alien technology hummed softly as if breathing. Occasionally, small sparks would jump across the floor, harmless but eerie. And sometimes, they thought they heard whispers, faint and melodic, in a language they could not understand. Days turned into weeks. The team studied the ship tirelessly. They learned its basic structure, engines, weapons, control systems, but nothing worked. The ship had been abandoned for centuries. Its power cores were damaged, its systems locked, and the alien AI was dormant. Yet humans did what humans do best. They adapted. Engineers and scientists combined their knowledge of physics, electronics, and computer science with the alien technology. They managed to power up small systems, lights, basic sensors, and communication panels. Each small success brought cheers and applause. Every failure taught them something new. Elena watched as humans tinkered, improvised, and experimented. There was no alien guidance, no advanced instruction, just human determination. And slowly, the ship began to respond. Systems that had never worked before flickered on. Lights pulsed in rhythm with human touch. Panels shifted and changed when touched by human hands. Raj smiled, exhausted but exhilarated. "I can't believe it," he said. "It's recognizing us, not as aliens, not as threats, as something new, something different." Elena nodded, a spark of pride in her eyes. "Humans," she said softly. "It sees us as humans." But the excitement was not without tension. Not everyone wanted to study the ship. Some factions wanted to weaponize it immediately. Others feared it, claiming it was too dangerous. There were arguments, threats, even sabotage attempts. But through it all, the team pushed forward, driven by curiosity, courage, and the uniquely human need to explore and understand. Then, one morning, a strange event occurred. A hidden core deep within the ship activated. A low hum grew into a resonant tone, vibrating through the hull. The air shimmered, panels glowed, and then a voice, alien, melodic, and distant, echoed inside the chamber. Elena froze. "Did you hear that?" Raj nodded, wide-eyed. It's trying to communicate." But the voice did not speak a language they could understand. Instead, it was a pattern, a rhythm, a sequence of tones that seemed alive. As the humans observed, they realized something incredible. The ship was not sending a message to them. It was waiting, watching, learning. Elena felt a chill run down her spine. "It's alive. Not like us, but aware." And in that moment, she understood the truth. Humans had found something beyond imagination, a starship abandoned by a civilization far older and more advanced than their own. It was broken, yes, but it was not useless. It was a puzzle, a challenge, and humans, curious, bold, unstoppable. Humans were ready to rise to it. By the time the sun set over the desert, The ship had fully acknowledged the humans inside. Lights pulsed with a steady rhythm, corridors glowed softly, and the hum of dormant engines promised untold power. The galaxy had forgotten this ship long ago, but Earth would not. Elena looked around at her team, tired, dirty, exhilarated, and smiled. We are standing on the edge of something incredible. This is only the beginning, and one day, we will show the universe what humans can do. As the stars emerged in the night sky, the desert felt different. It no longer seemed empty. Somewhere, far away in the galaxy, the ship's creators had abandoned it, thinking it lost. But humans, clever, fearless, inventive humans, had found it. And they were about to change everything. The sun had barely risen when Dr. Elena Moore stepped into the cavernous hangar built around the alien starship. Dust and sand still clung to the hull where the desert wind had carried it inside. The ship seemed to hum faintly, as if aware that the humans had returned. Inside, her team was already at work, spread across consoles and panels, speaking in low, excited murmurs. "Elena!" Raj called, motioning to a shimmering console. "The energy readings have changed overnight. It's like the ship is waking up." "Slowly," Elena frowned. "Waking up?" she repeated. She approached the console, careful not to touch it before she understood. The glowing panels pulsed in a rhythm, almost like a heartbeat. "It's responding. But to what?" "That's the thing," Raj said, leaning closer. "I think it's responding to us. Not our language, not our voice, but our presence. The AI or whatever controls this ship is learning, watching, observing humans." Elena nodded, feeling a thrill she could not hide. For decades, humanity had looked to the stars, wondering if there were others out there. Now, an alien starship, lost for centuries, was quietly acknowledging them. And with that acknowledgement came opportunity. The team began work on reverse engineering the alien technology. It was no simple task. Every panel, every interface was unlike anything humans had ever seen. The metal itself resisted their tools. Screws and bolts seemed to shift when touched. Wires carried currents that followed patterns instead of direct lines. And yet, humans had a way of adapting. Lieutenant Sarah Kim crouched over a glowing console, her fingers dancing over the symbols. "I think it's logical," she said. "Not like our computers, but logic, patterns. It's a language of symbols, but it has rules. If we can decode them, maybe we can control some systems." Elena watched her team work tirelessly. Engineers and programmers combined their knowledge of human electronics with the alien tech. They experimented with hybrid tools, plasma cutters that adjusted to alien alloys, scanners that could read non-human energy flows, and software that could mimic alien AI thought patterns. Days turned into weeks. Progress was slow, frustrating, and often dangerous. Small systems would activate, then shut down unexpectedly. A burst of energy would knock a technician to the ground, leaving scorched equipment in its wake. Yet each failure taught the team something new. Humans were relentless. They did not give up. One evening, Raj and Elena stood before the ship's central power core, an enormous sphere of alien metal, glowing faintly in blues and purples. "This core," Raj whispered, "it's unstable, but it's also enormous. I've calculated it. If we could stabilize even 50% of its energy, it could power an entire continent for a year. Or a weapon." Elena's eyes widened. "A weapon?" Raj nodded. "Yes, but not just any weapon. Something we could only imagine. And we could control it. Humans, not aliens." Elena swallowed hard. She understood the danger, but she also understood the potential. Humans had always been underestimated. On every frontier, land, sea, air, they had survived, thrived, and conquered. Now, the stars were within reach, and this ship was their key. The breakthrough came unexpectedly. One morning, Sarah Kim connected a series of human-made circuits to an alien interface panel. The symbols reacted immediately, glowing brightly, shifting into patterns she had never seen before. She pressed a sequence, almost by instinct. Suddenly, a holographic map of the ship appeared above the console, showing corridors, chambers, and energy flows. "It's alive!" Sarah exclaimed. "The ship is sharing information. I can see where the systems are. It's helping us." Elena and Raj rushed over, awe on their faces. "It's recognizing human logic," Elena said softly. "It's cooperating." With this map, the team could safely navigate the ship. They began exploring chambers that had been sealed for centuries. Weapons bays, engine rooms, and energy conduits revealed themselves piece by piece. Every room contained alien technology beyond imagination. Plasma conduits that could store energy for years, shields that could bend light and space, weapons that could target multiple points simultaneously. Yet, despite the wonders, the dangers were real. One misstep in the weapon control room triggered an energy pulse that nearly electrocuted Raj. Sparks flew, panels melted, and the ship's hum grew angry, almost like a warning. Elena's voice cut through the chaos. "Stop! Step back! We are not ready yet." The team learned quickly. Every system had patterns, weaknesses, and strengths. Human ingenuity filled the gaps. They built tools that could safely interface with the alien systems. They wrote software that translated alien logic into human commands. They adapted, modified, and improved. 1 month into the project, a small milestone was reached. The ship's lower power systems, lights, environmental controls, navigation sensors, were functional. Human voices echoed through the corridors, the first true sound the ship had ever heard from its new masters. Then, the unexpected happened. While running a calibration test on the ship's propulsion system, the ship reacted. Engines deep inside hummed with low energy, generating pulses that vibrated through the hangar. Holographic controls flickered to life, displaying alien symbols alongside human-readable data. Raj stared at the screen in disbelief. "It's responding to our commands. Not fully, but partially. It's letting us touch its systems." Elena's heart pounded. "This is it. We can control it. Just a little. That's all we need for the next step." Excitement spread across the team. The first human-controlled tests were scheduled. Engineers suited up, checking every safety measure. They had no idea how the ship would react, but confidence was high. Humans had done the impossible. They were teaching an alien starship to recognize humans as masters. The day of the first test arrived. The ship's engines purred faintly as the team prepared to power up the propulsion systems. Elena gave the signal. Raj pressed the interface sequence. Energy rippled through the ship like lightning through water. The hull glowed, corridors lit, and the air vibrated with latent power. Then, silence. The ship had not moved. The engines hummed faintly, almost apologetically. It was not fully awake, not fully functional, but humans had achieved what no alien could have expected. They had touched the heart of the starship. Later that night, as the team gathered around a glowing console, Elena reflected on what they had done. "The ship is broken," she said quietly. "Its creators abandoned it. But we are fixing it. Not to be aliens, not to follow their rules, but to do it our way, to make it human." Sarah smiled. "Humans always do that," she said. "We take the impossible and make it work. We adapt. We survive. We win." Elena nodded, looking around at her team. Every face showed fatigue, yes, but also pride and hope. The ship, deep in its alien core, pulsed with life. It was learning, observing, recognizing humans as something new, something the galaxy had not anticipated, Elena could not shake the feeling that somewhere out there, distant eyes, alien eyes, had been watching once. They had abandoned this ship because it was too dangerous, too unpredictable. But humans were different. Bold, curious, fearless. They did not fear the unknown, they thrived in it. The weeks that followed were a whirlwind. The team experimented with energy conduits, weapon systems, and propulsion. They discovered alien materials that could store immense energy. They learned how to bend light around the ship to make it invisible to sensors, and each time they succeeded, the ship responded, glowing brighter, humming louder, almost like it was alive with approval. Then, one evening, a breakthrough that would change everything occurred. Raj discovered a way to link human thought patterns with the alien AI interface. With the right neural calibration, a human could guide the ship's energy flows using their mind. Elena stared at the readout, heart pounding. This is beyond anything we imagined. We are not just repairing the ship, we are becoming part of it. The first neural link test was risky. Lieutenant Sarah Kim volunteered. She connected to the interface, her mind aligned with the AI patterns. For a moment, she was overwhelmed by the alien logic. Then, slowly, she began to guide the energy pulses. Lights along the corridors flickered in sync with her heartbeat. Engines purred, shields hummed, and for the first time, a human had control over an alien starship. Elena's voice was steady, but full of awe. This is humanity's future. Not just survival, not just exploration. Power, knowledge, and the galaxy will never see it coming. Outside, the desert wind blew. The stars twinkled in the night sky. And deep underground, an alien starship, broken, abandoned, forgotten, was slowly awakening under the hands of humans. Humans had taken the first step. They had begun to turn a relic of an advanced civilization into something new, something their own, something the galaxy would one day fear. The desert night was quiet, almost too quiet. The wind whispered across the sand, carrying faint echoes of machinery deep underground. Inside the vast hangar, the alien starship thrummed with a soft, steady hum, like a sleeping giant slowly stirring. But tonight, humans were ready to awaken it further. Dr. Elena Moore walked through the glowing corridors, her footsteps echoing. Every panel, every symbol, seemed to respond to her presence. The ship had begun recognizing humans not just as intruders, but as operators, as partners. The realization made her chest swell with pride and a little fear. "Team, gather around," Elena called. Scientists, engineers, and pilots hurried to the control room. Lieutenant Sarah Kim was already seated in the pilot's chair, neural interface cables connected to her helmet. Her eyes glowed faintly as the ship's AI synchronized with her thoughts. "We are ready," Sarah said. Her voice carried calm, determination. "Let's see what she can really do." Raj adjusted the readouts on the console. "The main propulsion cores are stable. Weapons are still offline, but energy conduits are responding to human guidance. This is unlike anything we've ever done." Elena nodded. "Then let's start small. Move her into orbit. Nothing fancy, just a controlled lift." The team watched anxiously as Sarah's hands moved in the air, following invisible patterns. The ship's engines pulsed, energy flowing from the core through the conduits, lighting up the hull like veins of electricity. Slowly, almost gracefully, the massive craft lifted from its hangar, casting shadows across the desert floor. Cheers erupted. Humans had done it. They had made the alien starship move, respond, and obey. And the ship seemed pleased, almost proud, its hum deepening into a resonant tone. But celebration was brief. High above in the dark of space, something stirred. Sensors picked up small, fast-moving objects approaching Earth. Alien drones, sleek and lethal, scanned the planet's surface. They had detected the Starship's activation. They had come to reclaim it. Raj's face went pale as the readings flashed across the screens. "Elena! They know we're here! They're coming!" Elena's jaw tightened. "Prepare the ship. Shields up. Energy flows diverted to defense systems. Sarah, you can handle it?" Sarah nodded, her hands steady. "I've trained for this. Let's show them humans are not easy prey." The first wave of alien drones arrived silently, like shadows across the stars. They were fast, maneuverable, and armed with weapons far beyond anything humans had built. Yet humans had something aliens did not expect: imagination, courage, and unpredictability. The battle began. The drones fired energy blasts, cutting through the thin atmosphere near the ship. The alien starship responded, its human-guided energy conduits forming shields that bent light, making the vessel partially invisible. Sarah twisted controls with precision, moving the massive ship with agility no alien pilot would have expected. Raj shouted over the alarms, "Divert energy to forward shields! Use the side conduits for counterpulses!" The drones attacked again, but humans adapted quickly. They combined alien tech with human strategy. Instead of trying to fight each drone directly, they used the ship's engines to create bursts of plasma, knocking drones off balance. They lured them into traps, using the ship's own energy fields as barriers. Elena watched in awe. "No alien could have predicted this," she whispered. Humans were fighting not just with technology, but with their minds. Creativity, daring, and intuition guided every move. One drone broke through the shield, firing directly at the ship. Sarah's quick reflexes and the neural interface allowed her to anticipate the trajectory. With a thought, she redirected the energy core, creating a burst that vaporized the drone instantly. Sparks flew across the ship's hull, but no damage was permanent. Raj cheered. "Humans never fight like anyone else. Look at them, calculating bold fast." The battle continued, drones after drones descending from orbit, but humans never panicked. They adapted, learned, and used the starship in ways even its creators would not have imagined. The ship responded to human ingenuity, turning weapons, shields, and engines into a deadly ballet. Hours passed. The desert below was bathed in flickering lights, shadows of drones burning and exploding. Humans had learned the rhythm of the alien starship. Each maneuver became more precise, each energy pulse more efficient. Finally, the last drone was destroyed, flung into the void by a well-timed energy wave. Silence returned, heavy but victorious. The alien starship hovered above Earth, its hum now steady and calm. It seemed almost proud of its human operators. Elena exhaled, relief washing over her. "We did it," she said softly. "We actually did it." Sarah removed her neural interface helmet, sweat streaking her face. "We did more than survive," she said. "We controlled it. We made it ours. This is not just a ship. This is a weapon, a guardian, whatever we need it to be." Raj nodded. "And now the galaxy will see humans differently. They thought we were weak, primitive, unready. They were wrong." Elena walked along the corridors, her hands brushing the glowing walls. "They don't know what we are capable of, and neither do we, fully. But this ship will teach us. It will guide us. And humans will make it better." The team began preparations for the next step. The alien starship was partially functional, yes, but full activation was still months away. They would need to study the engines more, stabilize the power cores completely, and bring the weapons online. Every small achievement gave them confidence. Every failure taught them lessons no alien would ever predict. Outside, the desert sky began to brighten with the first light of dawn. The alien drones were gone, but their arrival had sent a warning across the stars. Somewhere, far away, eyes had seen humans in control of an abandoned starship. Somewhere, aliens whispered warnings to each other, questioning the primitive, species that had dared to touch what was never theirs. Elena gathered her team in the main control room. "Listen," she said. "We've taken the first step, the first battle. We have proven we can control the alien technology. But this is just the beginning. The galaxy will test us, and we will have to rise higher, faster, smarter." Sarah looked at her, determination in her eyes. "We are ready. Humans don't wait for fate. We take it." Raj smiled, exhaustion and pride mixing on his face. They thought this ship would be lost forever. They thought no one could master it. But humans can do anything, and indeed humans could. The alien starship, now partially awakened, had become a symbol of their ingenuity and bravery. Every panel glowing, every engine humming, every shield shimmering was a testament to human adaptability. No alien threat, no advanced weapon, no galaxy-wide power could predict what humans might do next. Elena walked to the main viewport and looked at the horizon. Earth has always been underestimated, but we are no longer small, no longer defenseless, and soon the galaxy will understand what humans really are. The ship's hum deepened, like a voice acknowledging its new masters. It was learning from humans, adapting to their unpredictable strategies. It was no longer an abandoned relic. It was a human superweapon in the making, and somewhere in the void of space, distant watchers noticed. Alien fleets that had ignored Earth now reconsidered. They had thought this world weak, a minor species, of little consequence. But the humans had turned what was abandoned and broken into a force unlike any the galaxy had seen. Elena smiled, feeling a mix of pride and determination. "We've awakened it. But this is only the beginning. Humans don't just survive, don't just fight. We adapt, we conquer. And this ship will make sure the galaxy never forgets us." The desert below remained quiet, but the stars above now seemed alive with possibility. Humans had taken the first step toward a future no alien could have imagined. The ship would guide them, teach them, and grow with them. The first battle was won, but many more challenges awaited. Humans would face them all, not with fear, but with ingenuity, courage, and unity. They were not just operators of a starship. They were the future of the galaxy. The alien starship floated above Earth like a sleeping giant, its hull gleaming in the sunlight. Below, humans watched in awe. The massive ship was no longer a relic of a distant civilization. It had become theirs, part human, part alien, entirely. Unstoppable. Dr. Elena Moore stood on the command deck, surrounded by her team. Panels glowed with information. Energy conduits pulsed rhythmically, like the heartbeat of the starship itself. The first battles had been fought, alien drones destroyed, and Earth was safe. For now. "Status report," Elena said, her voice steady. Lieutenant Sarah Kim, seated in the pilot's chair, replied, "Propulsion systems are stable. Shields are at full capacity. Weapons remain offline, but the energy cores can be rerouted in seconds if needed. The ship is responding to human guidance perfectly." Raj Patel adjusted the console. "I've never seen anything like this. The ship adapts to human commands. We didn't just awaken it. We taught it to think like us, to fight like us, to anticipate our actions." Elena nodded. "Good, but we need the galaxy to know. We are no longer hiding. We can't remain a secret." The decision had not been easy. Humanity had always been cautious, hiding its capabilities. But the starship had changed everything. If aliens thought Earth was weak, they were wrong. Humanity was no longer a minor species. They were a force to be reckoned with. Sarah activated the communication array. "We will broadcast a signal," she explained. "Strong enough for nearby star systems to detect. It will show our presence and our power." Elena felt a thrill of anticipation. "Do it! Make it clear. Earth is no longer defenseless. Let the galaxy know humans exist, and we are not to be underestimated. The array activated, sending a wave of energy into space. Holographic symbols danced across the command deck, a message that only the most advanced civilizations could interpret. The signal showed Earth, its defenses, and most importantly, the alien starship now under human control. In the void of space, far beyond Earth, alien civilizations received the signal. Ships in distant systems halted mid-flight. Commanders leaned forward, eyes wide in disbelief. A primitive planet, a species they had ignored for centuries, now commanded a starship of unimaginable power. Back on Earth, Elena watched the readings. Responses were already coming in. Sensors picked up distant fleets, scanning, analyzing, moving cautiously. Some civilizations sent small emissaries, ships designed for negotiation rather than attack. Others began mobilizing weapons, underestimating the humans at their peril. Raj shook his head. They can't believe it. They thought humans were weak, primitive, backwater. And now, we have their attention. Elena smiled grimly. Good. Let them underestimate us. It will be their mistake. The first alien emissaries arrived days later. Ships unlike anything humans had imagined floated into orbit. Sleek, metallic, covered with strange glowing patterns. Their commanders were cautious, their messages formal. "We wish to speak," the transmission said. "We have observed your actions. You operate a vessel never intended for your species. Explain yourselves." Elena stepped forward, her voice firm. "We are humans. This ship was abandoned. We found it, and we have made it ours. We seek no unnecessary conflict, but we will defend our planet and our people against any threat." The emissaries paused. The aliens had never encountered such confidence, such determination, such fearlessness. Their species measured power in control, in logic, in ancient hierarchies. Humans measured power differently, by courage, innovation, and adaptability. One alien voice, calm and cold, spoke again. "You have assumed control of technology that was never yours. You risk annihilation. Do you not understand?" Elena's eyes met the camera. "We understand more than you think. You abandoned this ship because you feared it. We do not fear it. We adapt. We learn. And if you attack us, you will see what humans are capable of." The alien fleet hesitated. They had fought many battles, conquered many species. None had faced a species that could take a starship designed to be beyond comprehension and make it their own. None had faced humans. In the following days, humans demonstrated their control. They moved the starship across orbit, tested shields, and guided energy pulses with precision. Aliens watched in silence, disbelief etched across their faces. The humans were unpredictable, unstoppable, and terrifying. Raj spoke to Elena privately, his voice filled with awe. "They think they understand us, but they don't. Humans are different. We don't fight like anyone else. We don't strategize like anyone else. We improvise. We adapt. That's why they fear us." Elena nodded. "Exactly. We must show them, not just with words, but with action. The galaxy must learn that humans cannot be underestimated." Then came the first challenge. An alien fleet, larger than any humans had encountered, moved toward Earth, testing defenses. They had underestimated humans before, and they were about to learn. The starship's weapon systems had not been fully activated, but humans had already developed hybrid strategies. They combined alien technology with human ingenuity, energy pulses redirected, shields deployed in unexpected patterns, engines maneuvered in ways the original designers would never have intended. When the alien fleet arrived in orbit, humans were ready. The starship pulsed with energy, ready to defend its new masters. But humans did not attack immediately. Instead, they made a calculated move. They sent a demonstration wave. A controlled blast of energy swept across space, destroying a distant asteroid and redirecting its fragments toward an unoccupied sector. The aliens stopped, their ships trembling in the void. "The humans are unpredictable," one commander said. "They do not follow known tactics. They do not fear. This is dangerous." Elena watched from the command deck. "Yes," she whispered. "We are dangerous. That is why they will respect us or fear us." Messages continued to arrive from nearby systems. Some begged for alliances, others for peace. Humans responded carefully, diplomatically, but with strength. They were no longer minor players in the galaxy. They were a force, and every action they took reinforced the message: underestimate Earth, and you risk everything. Sarah Kim, at the pilot's chair, looked at Elena. "They think we are primitive, weak, but we control the ultimate weapon now. We can defend ourselves. And if needed, we can take the fight to them." Elena smiled. "And that is exactly what they need to understand. Humans are not like any species they've met. We are clever, bold, and unstoppable when cornered. And we will never be cowed." As the days passed, humans expanded their influence subtly. They sent scouts into nearby space, learning about alien fleets, trade routes, and communication networks. They had the Starship, yes, but more importantly, they had their minds, their courage, their ability to improvise. Aliens began to whisper warnings to each other. "Do not underestimate Earth," they said. "They are different. They take what is not theirs and make it stronger. They are not bound by fear or tradition. They are unpredictable." Elena stood on the observation deck, looking at the stars. "The galaxy will learn soon enough," she said. "We are no longer small. We are no longer ignored. And Earth is no longer defenseless." Raj joined her, his face full of awe. "They thought we were weak, and now, look at us. We are a power they did not anticipate. The galaxy will never forget this." Elena nodded. "Exactly. And humans are just getting started." The alien starship pulsed with energy, responding to the humans' commands, learning from them, adapting to them. It was no longer a relic. It was a superweapon, yes, but also a symbol. A symbol that humans could take what was lost, broken, or abandoned and turn it into something extraordinary. And somewhere in the galaxy, distant fleets took notice. Civilizations that had once ignored Earth now watched carefully, analyzing every move, calculating every action. They had learned one undeniable truth: humans were different. Humans were unpredictable, and humans were not to be underestimated. Elena turned to her team. "We have sent our message. The galaxy knows we exist. They know we are powerful, and they know humans are a force to be reckoned with. The next steps will be harder, yes, but we are ready, because we are humans, and humans never give up." Outside, the stars shone brightly. The alien starship glimmered in orbit, a beacon of power and innovation. Humans had announced themselves to the galaxy. They had made the first move, and the galaxy would never forget it. The alien starship hung in orbit like a silver guardian, glowing with energy that pulsed in perfect rhythm with the human operators aboard. Earth had never felt so powerful, so secure. Dr. Elena Moore stood on the command deck, surveying the glowing panels, the corridors alive with hums and lights, and her team working with determination. "We've come a long way," she said, her voice steady, filled with awe. "From finding this ship in the desert to mastering it, from surviving alien drones to standing as a warning to the galaxy." Lieutenant Sarah Kim, neural interface still active, nodded. "The ship is learning faster than we predicted. It reacts to our strategies, adapts to threats, and even anticipates enemy movements. It's like it's becoming human, thinking the way we do. Raj Patel adjusted the energy readings on the console. It's beyond anything we've imagined. The alien technology, combined with our human ingenuity, we have created a superweapon no one can ignore. The galaxy will respect us or fear us. Elena smiled grimly. We don't want war, but if they challenge us, we will be ready. The warning came sooner than anyone expected. Sensors detected an alien fleet approaching at high speed. These were not scouts, not emissaries. They were a coordinated force, a strike meant to test Earth's defenses and reclaim the abandoned Starship. Raj's voice trembled slightly as he read the incoming reports. They're serious. Hundreds of ships, weapon systems fully armed. They're coming for us. Elena's eyes narrowed. Then we will show them what humans can do. The team moved quickly. Shields were raised, energy conduits diverted to defensive systems, and the Starship's engines hummed, ready for rapid maneuvers. The alien Starship, massive and powerful, responded to human control like a loyal ally, bending light to cloak itself, shifting energy flows to create unpredictable defenses. As the alien fleet entered orbit, their weapons activated, glowing beams of energy slicing through the void. The first shots were fired, but humans were ready. With precise control of the Starship's energy conduits, they redirected the beams, creating plasma bursts that disabled several enemy ships instantly. Sarah Kim guided the ship expertly, her mind connected to the AI core. We're faster than they expected, she said. Shields holding, energy flows stable. Let's take the fight to them. Elena nodded. Target their formation. Focus on the front line first. Show them humans do not fight like anyone else. The battle began, in earnest. Humans used strategies no alien could have predicted. The Starship moved with agility impossible for its massive size, dodging enemy fire, redirecting energy pulses to knock enemy ships off course. Explosions lit the void, casting brilliant colors against the backdrop of stars. Raj shouted over the alarms. They're adapting. But we adapt faster. Humans always do. Indeed, humans were unpredictable. While the aliens followed patterns, tactics learned over millennia, humans improvised. They used the ship's engines to generate gravitational waves, pulling enemy ships into dangerous trajectories. They deployed energy pulses in sequences that no alien strategist could anticipate, each strike precise and devastating. One alien commander, watching the battle unfold, growled in disbelief. How can they control it so perfectly? How can they be so unpredictable? Elena watched from the command deck, her heart steady. Because humans don't follow patterns. We don't fear what we do not understand. We adapt. We survive. We conquer. As the battle continued, the alien fleet faltered. Their superior numbers meant little against humans' ingenuity and the Starship's incredible power. Ships that thought themselves invincible were destroyed by carefully timed energy pulses, gravitational bursts, and shielded maneuvers. Sarah Kim's connection with the ship deepened. She felt every pulse, every vibration, every hum of energy. She could anticipate enemy movements before they occurred. The ship responded to her thoughts with perfect precision. Humans and technology had become one. Elena's voice carried calm authority. Push forward. Take the fight to their center. Show them what humans are capable of. In a brilliant display of skill, the Starship surged forward, breaking the alien formation. Energy blasts swept through the fleet, destroying multiple vessels. Alien commanders scrambled, unable to coordinate against humans who combined courage, ingenuity, and sheer determination with the raw power of an alien superweapon. Finally, the last of the attacking ships retreated, fleeing from a planet and crew they had underestimated. Silence returned to orbit, broken only by the hum of the alien starship, now fully under human control. The command deck erupted in cheers. Humans had not only survived, they had dominated. They had shown the galaxy that Earth was no longer a minor world. They were powerful, intelligent, and dangerous beyond imagination. Elena looked at her team, pride shining in her eyes. We did it. Humans have proven ourselves. The galaxy knows our strength, and this ship is now a symbol of human ingenuity and courage. Raj shook his head in disbelief. They thought they could intimidate us. They thought we would run. But humans never run. We fight, we adapt, we win. Sarah Kim smiled, removing her neural interface helmet. And we're just getting started. The galaxy will think twice before challenging Earth again. Elena nodded. Exactly. This is only the beginning. We have the power, yes, but also the responsibility. We will defend Earth. We will explore the stars. And we will never let anyone underestimate humans again. In the following weeks, humans consolidated their control of the Starship. They repaired and enhanced its systems, integrating human designs with alien technology. Shields became stronger, engines faster, energy weapons more precise. Every day, the ship learned more from its human operators, becoming more efficient, more deadly, more human. Alien civilizations continued to observe from afar. Some sent messages of peace, hoping to avoid further conflict. Others began strengthening defenses, realizing that Earth was no longer a minor player, but a rising force in the galaxy. Elena addressed her team. We have shown the galaxy that humans are not weak, but we must continue to prepare. There will be new challenges, new threats, and humans will face them. As humans always do, Sarah Kim nodded. We adapt, we learn, we never give up. That is what makes us humans, and now we have a starship that can match any force in the galaxy, Raj added. They called us primitive, weak, insignificant, and now we are the ones they fear. Elena smiled, looking at the glowing hull of the starship. Let them fear us. Let them respect us. And let them remember that humans, no matter how small they seem, can rise to any challenge. We take what is abandoned and broken and make it into something unstoppable. We take what is impossible and make it possible. We are humans, and we are the future of the galaxy. Outside, the stars sparkled. The alien starship glimmered in orbit, a beacon of power, courage, and ingenuity. Humans had taken a broken relic, turned it into a weapon, and used it to announce their arrival to the galaxy. The galaxy had learned a lesson it would never forget. Underestimate humans, and you do so at your peril. Elena looked at her team, their faces reflecting pride, determination, and hope. We are ready, she said. The galaxy may challenge us, but humans will face it head-on. We are fearless, we are clever, and we are unstoppable. The alien starship pulsed in agreement, its lights brightening as if acknowledging the humans who had mastered it. It was no longer abandoned. It was no longer forgotten. It was now the ultimate symbol of humanity's ingenuity and strength.